February 24, 2010, a regular warm day in Orlando, Florida. At SeaWorld, thousands of visitors gathered to witness a spectacular killer whale performance. Among the trainers was Brancheau, experienced, respected, and deeply devoted to her work. No one could have known that this would become the darkest day in SeaWorld's history. Dawn was not just a trainer, she was the heart of SeaWorld Orlando. From a young age, she dreamed of working with marine animals. In 1994, her dream came true when she joined SeaWorld. Over 16 years, Dawn became one of the most skilled and beloved trainers in the park. She had a radiant smile, strong confidence, and a deep understanding of killer whale behavior. She was respected by her peers and adored by the animals she worked with. Dawn believed in education, in compassion, and in building a bond between humans and nature. Tilikum's life began in the wild waters near Iceland. Around the age of 2, he was captured and sold into captivity. Over the decades, he was transferred between marine parks from Canada to the United States. In 1991, Tilikum was involved in the death of a young trainer in Canada. Later, in 1999, a man who had broken into SeaWorld was found dead in Tilikum's pool. Despite these incidents, Tilikum continued performing in shows and was used heavily in breeding programs. He was the largest orca in captivity, nearly 7 meters long and over 12,000 pounds. A powerful predator, intelligent, but deeply scarred by life in confinement. On the morning of February 24, 2010, Dawn participated in the Dine with Shamu experience. It was a routine performance. She stood near the edge of the pool with Tilikum, feeding and interacting with him. Suddenly, in a moment of horror, the orca grabbed Dawn by her ponytail or arm. It still debated, and dragged her into the water. The struggle was long and brutal. Rescue attempts failed. Tilikum refused to let go. Trainers and staff watched helplessly as the unimaginable unfolded before their eyes. Visitors were quickly evacuated. The tragic truth became clear. Dawn had died, right there in the stadium, in the presence of guests and fellow trainers. News of Dawn's death spread rapidly. Headlines shocked the world. SeaWorld temporarily shut down the orca shows. Investigations began. The U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration (OSHA) launched a formal inquiry and fined SeaWorld for safety violations. But beyond legal consequences, the public began asking deeper questions. Should these intelligent and powerful creatures be kept in captivity? Were the shows safe for trainers? And most importantly, was it ethical at all? In 2013, the documentary Blackfish premiered, a searing expose on the life of Tilikum and the reality behind marine animal shows. The film ignited a firestorm. It showed the emotional trauma, the confined tanks, and the unnatural lifestyle imposed on killer whales. The impact was immediate. SeaWorld faced protests, falling ticket sales, and massive public scrutiny. Major sponsors withdrew. Eventually, SeaWorld announced the end of its captive orca breeding program and began phasing out theatrical whale performances. A new era began, one focused more on education and observation, not entertainment. Dawn Brancheau is remembered as a passionate and loving professional who dedicated her life to animals. Her tragic death became a symbol of the risks trainers face and a stark reminder of the cost of captivity. She is still honored today by colleagues, friends, and advocates around the world. Tilikum lived for 7 more years after the incident. He died in January 2017. His life, full of wonder, confinement, and controversy, became the catalyst for one of the most important debates in the history of animal rights. This story is not only about tragedy, it's about transformation. About how one event, one woman, one whale, one day, could spark a global conversation. SeaWorld would never be the same again, and neither would we. Thank you for staying with us and watching this important story to the end. The story of Tilikum and Dawn Brancheau is not just a tragedy, it's a reminder of the price sometimes paid for entertainment. If you care about animal welfare and want to see a more compassionate world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps spread the truth even further. See you in the next episode, and remember, nature deserves our respect.